As I review the shooting of the Congress lady, um, Gabriella Gifford, shot by a suspect, Jared Logner, I'm wanting to find out, like, how can this happen? Now, in every state, there is a law that when you are convinced that a person is a danger to himself or to others, you could call them and they'll take him in and try to assist him. Or if he's beyond help, he remains locked up. Now, his parents came out the other day and said that well, they cared deeply about the victims and their families and so on. I don't believe that, because why didn't they call the authorities and say this guy needs to be, locked up in a mental institution? Uh, and then the school, they behaved disruptive. They said, just go and get cleared by a psychologist and you could come back. And then he had some more things on the internet. I want to shoot a cop. And nobody said anything. No, I mean, my continuing theme is about evil. Could these people who had an indication that he was going to do, there was a possibility of what happened, and then respond, are they evil or something? Because God enlightens your conscience and then gives you some ideas when you encounter situations that are beyond uh, the normal or the extraordinary. Um, Even was able to purchase a gun, etc. Now, I always have to use myself as an illustration. I was studying at a community college. I sent my assignments through email 2 weeks back to back. The professors tell me, man, you sent me my work to me again. I said, sir, I didn't send you your work. I sent you my work. If you read my email, I said, this is as far as I could have gotten. I don't understand this work. No, he said, no, you sent me my work. I'm in charge with plagiarism. So he gave me an F. And I sued this guy in court, and I lost, because I have to agree that he got some work that was his that I sent him. What made me understand it is I was at an immigration place in Los Angeles, and I saw a Sikh from India. And I said, what's your profession, man? He said he's a computer engineer. So I asked him, I said, tell me something. Can anybody intercept your email and do anything with it? He said, oh yeah. He said, look, he said, if the United States government don't want your email to go anywhere, it can't leave here. It's not going anywhere. I said, can anybody change your attachments? He said, oh yeah, they could just take your email, take out your attachment, put on one, and send it on. So I said, oh, that is what happened. I sent my assignment, and somebody in government was able to stop my email, put in the guy's assignment, send it on to him. Because would that be plagiarism? I mean, of course, it's going to show like I have a mental problem in that I'm sending back the professor's own work and claiming it to be mine. So that's the height of crazy, huh? So they're doing two things. Two things. They get me charged with plagiarism, and they make it appear as if I have a mental problem. I'm saying that it's the FBI. I suspect it's the FBI. Okay. So um, I still just behaved cool. I was upset. I, did the legal things that I need to do. Tried to get a hearing in it, etc. The mail that they sent to me informed me of the hearing dates and all that. It came late and all that stuff. The FBI, interferes with this stuff and so on. I'm gonna make a video on why the post office is failing, why they're gonna get closed down and they're bankrupting, and get that soon. Yeah. So they were expecting me to behave unseemly and to threaten this professor and to be disruptive and try to vandalize the school so they could get me arrested and thrown into some mental health affair. You see, so they know what to do. All right. When they hate you, you're black, and they hate you because you're educated and you're foreigner and you have good ideas that they want to use. They could use the law correct. In fact, look, when they took my child, as I said earlier, the psychologist, I went to see him. I took my 10 diplomas, my 10 college degrees, my 3 doctorates, No, I hadn't 10 then because I just picked up one. You had the doctorate in Christian education. But I took all my diplomas, my doctorates, my masters, my bachelor's, and my associate of arts. He says that he can't verify my education. Now, all these schools are on the internet. He could call them. He can't verify my work experience. And therefore, I am grandiose. I have a mental problem and I need to go for long-term counseling. So I gone over to this person for the counseling. See, I really wanted my child back. She says that you need to tell me three things: that you have destructive behaviors, faulty thoughts, and irrational mental problems. I said, I can't do that because I don't have those. She said, don't you think because you're a foreigner that people might think that this is the case? I said, where do you think I'm from? I'm from the British Empire. Oh, what are you talking about? I'm just my culture is just as sophisticated as America's. So what's the problem with you? Or she said she banned me. She said that I am delusional and I need to go to a psychiatrist and be placed on medication. Well, I never go because I know how that's going to go down. How it's going to go down is that I go to the psychiatrist. She can say, I'm busy right now. We're running a little late. Be comfortable. Get you something to soda. You got water. You got cookies over there. And they would spike that with some psychiatric drug, right? So when I take that, man, I start acting like I want to crawl the wall. She can call the cops and say, this guy's behaving very irrational. He's harmed. I'm afraid he's going to harm himself and others. Come over here quick. Give me an injection. Take me to the mental institution. Keep up the injections. And then, the next thing I'm become a permanent resident in the madhouse. They know what to do. Okay? But when they hate you, they will execute what they need to do. So that even now, if this Lugner guy were to be exonerated, you know what? They'll welcome him back. Look, Pee Wee Herman. Pee Wee Herman is a sexual pervert. He exposed himself in some public place. He's supposed to be written sexual pervert. He's supposed to be registered in every place he goes. But you know what? They're trying to give him a TV show so that they must move with some judge and say, we need this thing to be cancelled and exonerated and so on. And they want to get him back because he could bring in money to them. Look, this guy, this actor guy that trashed the hotel. So he's a star, the biggest paid guy in Hollywood. The 2.5 men, whatever. So no problem. Charlie Sheen. You have this singer girl. She is mentally disabled. She hooks up on drugs. She take care of kids, but she's still making the big bucks. And why? Because they're white. So, unless these folks get serious and say, look, we're going to hold everybody equally to the law, and we're not going to discriminate here, we would have had no problem here. This would have been, everything would have been great. This lady would have been, alive if she's dead. Or life could have gone on, the Congress, all the problems we have and all the trauma and all that stuff. So, mental illness is, I believe, as a direct result of the incompetent professionals we have. Again, they go to school, they have to know nothing, just know where to find this stuff. So these psychologists now are becoming like philosophers. They're saying anything they feel like saying. And it's sticking. I remember this judge in Florida, Judge Gooden. He says that I must call Stephen Bloomfield over here to give me a little presentation on this thing. And this is the same psychologist that lied about me and whatever. Look what's going on here. The deal is that psychologists, or many of these professionals in the mental health, I think that they primarily are mentally ill. And so they studied whatever they studied so that they could help themselves as having to pay out the money. And then they discovered that, oops, a lot of people like me, I could make a living off of this. And so when I went to see the psychologist, I told the guy I never used any drugs. I never smoked any cigarette. I never drank beer, alcohol. I don't do recreational drugs. I just take vitamins. He laughed at it. He said, you think I believe that? Why? Because I'm black. I mean, there are a lot of black people who are straight up. So, it's a competence crisis in the country. Now, I heard that in California, the accrediting organizations are giving colleges a lot of problems now. They're going and showing up suddenly and saying these students need to show that they know stuff, or else you're going to lose your job, or we're going to pull your accreditation. But again, the accreditation organizations are part of the problem. Man, look, when President Obama came on with change. He was right. We need a structural change. We need to change everything, the way we do everything, if we really want to survive. Because look what the accreditation organizations did. They sat by where people were saying you don't need to know this stuff, just know where to find it. So what's the accreditation about? Well, you're offering these courses and you're paying us your fees. I mean, then they know that this thing going to lead to where we are today. As a matter of fact, the accreditation organization is going to make it clear that you can't teach certain courses. You can't teach religion. You can't have certain courses that are going to make students real smart because they are a part of the problem. So who is looking out for America? I'm one of them. And I'm going to tell you that it's a hard business because the FBI and others are giving me so much problems trying to help America survive. I have so many problems. So the question is, should I put my arse on the line for America when the American government is the one that's giving me problems because I'm trying to help America? Well, it's not surprising. Look at Kennedy's. Oh, there's gonna be another movie. There's gonna be another video. So I'm gonna go off for that right now. So, in conclusion, this shooting here should cause us to pause and realize that we need to change the way we teach and educate. One, we need to recognize that psychologists and psychiatrists and many of these mental health people are of themselves crazy and they just went into the field so that they could help themselves and then they're trying to make some money and all they're doing is speculating. And we need to stop this prejudicial thing because if he were black, I mean, this senator would have been okay because they would be on his case so bad they would have had him in a mental hospital. His head would have been spinning. You black and you playing crazy and you want to buy a gun and you're disrupting class and you're talking about you shoot cops. It'd be some real crap. If I put that on the internet, but shooting cops, man, the cops would be at my door in the next minute. But a white person, oh, he could say anything. Oh, they're so smart. Oh, look, he's so brilliant. Maybe he could be president one day, Yeah. So I hope that basically, I hope everything goes well. I hope that the Giffords is really alive and that she will make it and maybe be able to function. I know it's not be perfect, but okay-ish. And I hope that these mental health people, the government get on the case so that we could have competent people that going to make sure that everything is up and the up.